supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices. Fall has arrived, and it's the perfect weather for the DIY market to listen to the game while building a deck. Deck City is a great place to start as Lincoln's local source for everything decks. Deck City has everything you need to build the deck of your dreams, from treated lumber to Westbury aluminum railings and Decorators composite decking. They offer advice from real deck professionals to give you proper guidance and to make your project go smoothly. Call them today to schedule an appointment at 402-480-6671 or go online to deckcityne.com.
What do you think of when you hear the chocolate season? Artisan chocolates? Of course, they have the best chocolates this side of the Atlantic. Friendly neighborhood coffee shop? Yup, they're that too. A nationally recognized top-tier brunch spot. Waffle weekends, baby. And the place to grab a gift for literally any occasion? Everybody loves chocolate. See for yourself at the Chocolate Season, 40th and Old Cheney, or order ahead online at thechocolateseason.com.
Experience flexibility like never before with Ace Rent-to-Own. Whether you're decorating a new home or upgrading your electronics, they provide easy payment plan options that suit your budget. No credit checks, no hefty interest rates, just straightforward renting solutions designed with you in mind. Find great options to make a beautifully furnished space or surround yourself with the latest gadgets. With Ace Rent-to-Own, it's all within your grasp. Visit acerentoown.com and bring home more than just a product. Bring home a lifestyle.
If you're not going to Memorial Stadium for a home game and don't have any travel plans for away games, there's a great place in Omaha to catch the action, the Inner Rail Food Hall. There's plenty of space. The Backstretch Bar has amazing game specials on game days. $15 Blue Moon and Bud Light pitchers, $6 margaritas, and $6 Moscow Mules. And if you're hungry, take in some of their great options from their game day pizza specials. Do football game day right in the Inner Rail Food Hall in Exarban Village in Omaha.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club or space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? No, forget that. How about a margarita club? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge and join the best club in town. 10 flavors of margaritas like Maui Wowie, burnt pineapple, and mango tango. Try all 10 of them and receive your own souvenir margarita glass. Make it your new Monday night tradition. $4 margaritas and $4 taco baskets. Grab the crew and head on over Monday nights or any night. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come to Oak Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What up? This is Old School, Jay Foreman, DP, coming at you live from the Ticket headquarters, 1040 O Street. We are brought to you by the Mercado, Certified Piedmontese, Special Ingredients and Butcher Shop, 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill. Butcher Shop has every type of meat and every type of cut. And there's been plenty of people that have been getting cut at the NFL and college ranks. It's just kind of a Baskin Robbins wherever you want to start. It's generally in college, it's usually the week of the last game, and you know who's already being fired. They just make it official like that Friday or Saturday. NFL assistant coaches getting clipped here at a pretty good rate, and some others will get clipped. You know, Matt Canada's probably breathing a sigh of relief that Ken Dorsey, who was thought of to be an up-and-coming offensive coordinator, and I think, you know, we'll just do the NFL stuff, you know, with Buffalo. I think with Ken Dorsey, you know, he was a quarterback coach when Dable was there. Then Dable went to the Giants, he's the primary play caller and the head coach. And then Dorsey was promoted from within, I think sometimes, and I said this about Dallas Cowboys coordinator right now, or last year's coordinator, who's the coordinator at San Diego, is sometimes these offensive coordinators call plays and everything is predicated on the stats. And sometimes you can get fixated on where you're ranking or who you're sending to the Pro Bowl or stats or whatever it may be that kind of puts you in a position that you think that'll get you a head coaching job or promoted to another team, and then you can lose sight of what it takes to win, right? And Josh Allen over the last 2 years has really you're always going to be judged off the quarterback, and so Josh Allen has struggled immensely over the last 2.5 seasons in the red zone, and then also struggled. He looks like a shell of himself right now. So the run pass ratio has never been good. I think Ken Dorsey, was ultra aggressive. I think there's some things that probably didn't help him, meaning that they never really upgraded the offensive line, never really put money into the running back, and truly don't have maybe a true number 2 receiver, right, to give him skill. But he had Josh Allen who could make up for a lot of that. And I think it all came to a head yesterday, what is interesting, DP, is this decision was made long before yesterday because the defense is how you lose the game. McDermott, who I truly have a ton of respect for, but he had planned for this. I think, obviously, where they went from dime defense to field goal block. I'm not understanding if you're doing emergency field goal block, DP. This is from my experience, right? It's coming down to the last play. If you have dime defense there, you really don't need the sub. You really don't, because you have the best coverage options on a fake field goal, which will not happen. Nobody's going to run a fake field goal from the 40-yard line. You know what I'm saying? As time's running out.
Well, this is
field goal block with those faster guys, which they're all certainly were faster than me. And you have one linebacker on the field, and you already have 4 defensive linemen. Now, sure, you would like to have another defensive lineman to forklift and get up, but ultimately the kickers are so good, it's going to come down to whether they missed it. Now, they missed it. You had 12 guys on the field, right? Because there's some knucklehead that didn't pay attention, that maybe was a row or 2 back when you went over this in the walkthrough. And that's how it was so important to get the mental reps. But I'm a firm believer, if you're out there, field goal stay. Leave it up there. Leave it to the kicker to make it or miss it. I can ice you, right, if you have timeouts, if I need to do it. But if it's coming down, the pressure in the last 6, 7, or 12 seconds, I think they say you need to get the runner, run a play, get everybody out the field. I think it's like 12 seconds. You're not really getting a good get off anyways for the field goal block. But Ken Dorsey had to pay the dear price. The reason why I know this has been done before was the decision was already made. You just needed an excuse, and that was the loss. Now, you might have had a receiver up in there and a quarterback. Now, I will tell you, Josh Allen looks horrible and has all season. That Jets game, how you started the game, this has been brewing for a while. I would have pumped the brakes because now you essentially have paused or essentially closed that window on the playoff run this year.
Okay, so I'm never cheering a coach getting fired. So I don't work that way. But I am the accountability cop. And we jokingly say that everything on a football team, basketball team, baseball team, etc., is either coached or allowed. And there's guys on the special teams coach who has a job. And listen, no matter what's going on the field, I know my personnel for whatever situation is happening. Jay, if you standing next to me and you take off onto the field,
and you're not supposed to be out there,
and you're not, there are get back coaches and assistants whose sole job, Jay,
yeah,
hit the brakes, man.
Yeah, I mean, the pros are different because you're a professional.
But
so you're paid to listen,
right?
So
but,
I mean,
So it looked like, and again, and the weird thing that was, with a new kicker, one team prepared for this moment. They actually prepared for it. They knew how long it was going to take to get their guys on the field.
Oh, yeah. It's
even without a timeout, right?
Yeah,
like
it's 12 seconds.
Right?
Yeah.
And the other team, the playoff contending team,
Right.
in the game that mattered most to them rather than Denver, didn't see the stones being laid out as time ticked and timeouts were taken. So knee number one lets you know what their plan is. The first time Russell Wilson takes a knee,
Yeah.
here we go.
Right.
This is what we're doing.
Yeah. I mean,
Listen, if you trying to, somebody was a sacrificial lamb. There's always a sacrificial lamb.
Right. It wasn't because of last night.
Yeah, like 100%.
That was just
somebody had to go.
That was just the excuse. People, I mean, I always say, I was just talking strict in the crossover with Austin, is like, when you're in the NFL, player coach, player organization, player GM, it's some sort of relationship. And really what you see, what happened last night is an emotional decision based on a perception and what you already had planned beforehand. So essentially you came into that game with I always say, with your tomatoes review already written, right? Because you say, oh, Denver is not a very good team. We should score at will. Well, if you look at ever since Denver got destroyed down in Miami, their defense has actually been playing really good not really good, but better under Vance Joseph. They're starting to get healthy. They got Simmons back. You got the best corner in the league. Your linebackers are healthy. So Singleton and Josie Jewell are playing. You have outside rusher. And their offense is actually playing better. Russell Wilson is actually piecing together a decent season in a totally new regime. So that affects the defense because of the time on the field. And, whether it was an organizational decision, whether it came from up top, whether it was pressure of trying to appease your number one receiver. Because here's the problem. If you have somebody and if you appease another number one receiver, it's essentially having somebody in your ear telling you what you need to do, right?
Every team has them, right?
Every team has them, but everybody has those people I'm assuming, in your circle, right? Here's what'll happen, and this is what'll happen a lot of times when you have people that are telling you out of emotion. And this is the same thing with the receiver. I'm willing to bet as soon as the season's over, he's going to want to get traded, right?
Oh, he's planning it now.
Okay, so we're saying the same thing. So it's a matter of time, right?
Yep.
Well, you got to do
agreeing with you 100%.
Right, you got six more weeks. So for that small 6 weeks, you made a career-altering change for your quarterback and your coaching staff. And for the short term, because if Sean McDermott got fired, he'd be hired like that. But for your career, based on somebody telling you what they wanted or needed for that short term, essentially that they are advising you to make a move without any long-term ramifications. So therefore, they're not operating in your best interest. Right. They're operating in your best interest.
Somebody's best interest.
Well, in somebody. Well, I'm just saying.
Yeah,
it's in his best interest. He's mad. He ain't get the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And so that's where you look at it. Football's a replay of how the world works, and sometimes it's not. And sometimes decisions are made by other people that have no justification to make it, but they're made. And
we talk about that, Jay. I mean, like, there are people who get to make decisions that, quite frankly, shouldn't be there. They shouldn't be there.
Well, everybody has a clear view of everybody else's business besides their own, right?
That's why I'm trying to mind my business,
right?
Man.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that don't, right? So it's interesting to see
what y'all doing over there in Buffalo, Jay. That's how
it's struggling over there. I mean,
hey, Austin, I'm looking past the Foreman house to Orman house. What y'all doing?
Hey, well, both houses are 5-5 record right
now. What y'all doing?
Buffalo is. And you're not at the trade deadline. You got some older players. I mean, this is look, man. We'll dive into this before we'll go to a break real quick. But this is awful familiar territory. When Ralph Wilson walked there through the middle of practice, Bruce DeHaven was fired. It was either somebody had to go or Bruce DeHaven had to go. And it wasn't just for the head coach to make the decision. It was a trickle down effect it sent Buffalo in a tailspin. I think the last time that we were in the playoffs was when I was there. For 15 years, a storied AFL, AFC, blue blood franchise was in a tailspin for 15 years. Now they're obviously on the uptick. I don't think it'll do it again, but salary cap situation will handle it. So we'll dive more back into that and then get into this college stuff, man, and we all got to wonder if we didn't do another career to get $76 million not to do your job. But Jay Foreman, Austin Orman, DP, we'll be right back.
You're listening to Old School with DP and Jay. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
At Union Bank, people don't have your money. Your money has people. First home people, investment people who answer the phone and your chats, dream car people, dream retirement people, driving your dream car in your dream retirement people, small business people, credit card people, and all the other people you need. At Union Bank, our people help you do more than you dreamed possible. So stop in and say hello. We can't wait to see you. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Load up on meat and more this fall at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havilah. This week's special through November 14th is spend $40 and you'll get to buy one, get one free on 8-ounce prepackaged sirloins. And don't forget to check out their Friday feast this week and every week. Plus, don't forget their 2 new locations now open at 30th and Yankee Hill in Lincoln and 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come to O Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate, 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197. Fall has arrived, and it's the perfect weather for the DIY market to listen to the game while building a deck. Deck City is a great place to start as Lincoln's local source for everything decks. Deck City has everything you need to build the deck of your dreams, from treated lumber to Westbury aluminum railings and Decorators composite decking. They offer advice from real deck professionals to give you proper guidance and to make your project go smoothly. Call them today to schedule an appointment at 402-480-6671 or go online to deckcityne.com.
The Mill Coffee and Tea, formerly with 4 Lincoln locations, but now 5 Lincoln locations. That's 25% more locations than there used to be. Can you even imagine a world where there's only 4 Lincoln Mill locations? Feels like ages ago. We were all so young then. The Mill on 11, located right alongside the 93.7 The Ticket Studios at 1040 O Street.
Ironhide Construction is hiring. They're looking for hardworking, self-motivated individuals who are team players. Ironhide Construction has openings for an experienced project manager, estimator, apprentice, skilled laborer, and erector or installer. They will train the right people and make sure you understand the position and requirements. At Ironhide Construction, it's own it, be honest, and do it right. Apply today and learn more about their other benefits at ironhideconstruction.com, where they're committed to you every step of the way.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club or space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? No, forget that. How about a margarita club? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge and join the best club in town. 10 flavors of margaritas like Maui Wowie, burnt pineapple, and mango tango. Try all 10 of them and receive your own souvenir margarita glass. Make it your new Monday night tradition. $4 margaritas and $4 taco baskets. Grab the crew and head on over Monday nights or any night. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
This is Jeff Essing, owner of Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping and host of Fitness Fanatics. Over the years, we've helped countless of people gain strength, lose fat, build confidence, and change their lives. And it all starts with the Farrell's 10-week challenge. Now is the best time to enroll during the Black Friday sale. You can join the January 10-week challenge for half price. That's 10 weeks of kickboxing, strength training, and nutrition coaching for 50% off. Head to theticketfm.com and click on the banner on the homepage to enroll today. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill and 70th and Vine.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Constructors Inc., a Nebco company, is now hiring heavy equipment mechanics to maintain fleet equipment and vehicle operations. Constructors offers mechanics a competitive salary, 4-day work weeks with overtime options, a $5,000 hiring bonus, a tool allowance, and great benefits. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. Apply today for their mechanic positions. Visit constructorslincoln.com.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports is quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
I'm Christy. I used to smoke cigarettes. I had smoker's cough and severe shortness of breath, and I knew I had to quit. Then I tried e-cigarettes, but I just ended up using both. I really didn't start to get better until I quit smoking completely. My tip to you is just cutting down on the number of cigarettes you smoke isn't enough.
Call the Nebraska Tobacco Quit Line, 1-800-QUIT-NOW, 1-800-784-8669. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Back to Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're back. Second segment. Jay Foreman, DP, Austin. I guess it's Axe Tuesday. Sometimes you got to do it on the unsolicited. You got to ask people, let them go. Texas A&M made some news, but Buffalo, after the loss last night, it was an ugly game, really, to be honest with you. Offensively, you start the first play of the game, fumble, and then you have an interception, and then you had a fumble by Josh Allen where he fumbled the ball and didn't even get it into Cook's, pocket for a handoff. Another interception. Somehow, some way, got the game, in your reach of winning. And then when you lose, even though Denver played valiantly, right, and they forced some turnovers, and they, give Denver all the credit. They came in, played with good energy, good want to, and had a good plan for Buffalo. Buffalo is significantly better than that Denver team, especially offensively going against their defense. And so that's how, Ken Dorsey is relieved. But I do wonder if it came from top down, right? The owners are looking at this is what people need to understand is like ownership in the NFL. They look at the game and value the game from a top down perspective and thinking about it 2 or 3 weeks, 2 or 3 months away. What's the vibe in the stadium? What's the, the profit and loss versus beer sales and all that stuff, butts in the stands? What are people saying? They hear things or kind of guesstimate things. And then the last thing they look at is coach and all this other stuff. And they're just finding somebody to blame, not only to find a spark, but to send shockwaves through the organization, like a wake-up call to the players. And sometimes if you have guys that have been up there so successful for so long, you can get stuck in a rut of just kind of doing just enough and think you could turn it on.
In a deer rut or like a regular rut?
No, you don't want to be. No, that ain't no deer rut, because if deer rut, they would have been still up there. There's plenty of deer in Buffalo, but so I think it's come from top down. I'll never forget, Bruce DeHaven, who rest in peace. He's a great. I mean, he gave me my first shot in the league, and at the Music City Miracle, somebody had to be on the chopping block. I don't think I'm 99.9% certain that was not Bruce DeHaven's call. But sometimes heads got to roll. That comes from the top down. I mean, it's no different than Doug Flutie leads us to 9 or 10 wins. We're playoff, and they have that. Actually, we played your Colts, Austin. None of the Peyton Manning, none of those guys played. They had won the division. We were in. We knew who we were playing 2 weeks prior. It's kind of a throwaway game. Rob Johnson comes in a non-meaningful game and goes 10 of 14, 220 some yards. And Ralph Wilson said, "Listen, your paycheck is that you earn one game." The same way he got that 5 years, $25 million contract. Same reason he got in there, and then he went on the road against Tennessee. He hadn't started all season, and there was an ownership deal. So things happen from top down. Ken Dorsey would land on his feet. I do think he's a good coordinator. I do think he's a good coach. I think when you get to a certain level and you are part of a coaching staff, they expect you to consistently take that next step. Unfortunately for Buffalo, there's two organizations and primarily two quarterbacks that don't care about that. That's Joe Burrow and Patrick Mahomes. They are the ultimate equalizers. Even if one of them was in NFC, Buffalo probably had reached at least one Super Bowl. But then how does that? Josh Allen ain't going nowhere, right? Because he's marketable nationwide. Then the coordinator goes, and so that's what happens. So
here's your boy. They're writing the Rob Johnson story, right? They're going into great detail about how it really is. It moves in different spaces.
Oh yeah, I was I was there.
This is a write up because I want the reaction, because what it says is that Johnson cut through the Colts, the AFC champion, East champion Colts, like they were an expansion team.
Yeah,
snapped their 11-game winning streak as the Bills secured the 5th seat.
Yeah.
Johnson,
all hell would have had to break loose for us not to be in the 5th seat.
Right,
Yeah,
like
10 teams had to lose, and like 3 ties.
Yeah. And it says, of course, they asked Wade Phillips about it. What does this mean? And sometimes I remember that the impression was that the Bills owner had planted people to ask Wade these questions about the starting quarterback after the game.
Oh, do you think that just came out of nowhere?
Right, like that they sent people in to ask the question, and Wade, of course, was like, "I've already answered those questions. These are not questions." And they're like,
"Yeah, they are."
Yeah,
you don't know it, but they are.
You don't know, but this is the thing.
You're going to have the answer as you go upstairs.
Yeah, and that's how the story's written. So yeah,
DP, it was one of those games. I was kind of
wow.
I wasn't a full-time starter, so I knew I was going to play the whole game. You know what I mean? So, so I was a kind of a part-time starter at that point, and knew Peyton and those guys weren't playing. They had wrapped up the division. They had won 11 games in a row. I mean, out of 16, or at that time 15. So there's no reason to play them. They had home field advantage, so they weren't playing. So it was a way for them to. And then, I'll never forget this, man. It was like we were kind of tiptoeing a little bit. And Kevin Williams, we call him K-Dub. So he played with the Hurricanes back in the day, and then he played with Dallas. Kevin was awesome. He's one of the best leaders. I'll never forget. I'm going to tell you this, and this could actually help out the Nebraska team. So we in Buffalo, we met at times at the stadium. Or we did. We had the stadium, then we had a field and stuff like that. We didn't have an indoor facility at this point, right? So we met, and it'd be cold in there. So you'd be in there like winter coated up, And we had lost 2 games in a row. Not played well. We lost to Seattle, and then kind of lost to, we kind of threw up on ourselves the next game with 2 road games. So we get in there, and they're talking about there's no INT, no INT. This is the funniest thing. So I used to sit next to Kevin, right? Because I'd sit on the corner. That's what rookies had to sit either in the corner or in the middle. I got out in the corner. It'd be up about row 4. Kevin stands up, man, and he had like a little go-to. I love Kevin, man. He looked like he had been up all night. He said, "Listen, there ain't no INT, but there's an ME. You better handle ME before you're up out of there." And everybody was like, "ME?" Yeah, he was like, "Yeah, there's an M and an E. me, you need to handle it. And everybody just busted out laughing. We won 3 games in a row. Then we got to that game. But speaking of Kevin, so we were kind of tiptoeing in that game. You know, guys that hadn't played a lot are playing, you know, and we're also playing not to get hurt, but to make sure you're not taking a cheap shot at a guy. Because we both got, I mean, there is a brother-in-law type of thing. So Rob Johnson avoided the sack and kind of just launched one. Man, the old hurricane must have got into Kevin, right? Because he was primarily a kickoff returner and he was the number 4 receiver. My man, he ain't number 5'9". He stretched out like he was 6'6", caught it, rolled, house call. Robbie threw for, you can check the stats, 200-some yards.
297.
Yeah, that was it. And
287. 287.
And the place went nuts because the way that we were winning was defense, and then Flutie Flakes would do his thing because we were kind of like shotgun and stuff like that. So
Flutie Flakes, not Flutie Pebbles.
Do you remember that stupid Buffalo song?
Which one? The ones with the Flintstones?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, when they hit the beer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I love that.
You know, and then they took.
Let's go, but yeah. Can you cue it up? Can you find it?
Yeah. At the end of it, Levy.
Oh no! See, I wasn't there then.
And then
that was when they were playing
and
the
then
Redskins.
they changed it to Flutie.
Yeah.
So
see, that was a year before I got there.
Yeah.
But the Let's Go Buffalo.
We had so in DC at the time. So I don't know if you know that Kevin Greavy.
Yeah.
Kevin Greavy played All-American in Kentucky, playing basketball. Played for the Bullets and Wizards and around the league. Owned one of the 3 best sports bars in the DC area called Greavy's. It was the host for Buffalo Bills fans.
Mm-hmm.
So in DC, every sports bar had because it's a transit town.
Yeah.
And there would be 300.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's one of them. Yeah. Well, this was the song after we'd win.
Yeah.
As you know, like say the game was over, you know, you knew it was like 4 minutes left, we winning. This place would be rocking. Beers be flying in everywhere, especially with snowballs be throwing everywhere. Yeah,
so much beer. It was DC was so good for my sports knowledge because you had to learn everybody else's team and their history.
Yeah.
And my bars, as much as we were Redskin bars because we were packed on game day, and the players hung out at my bar. But on Sundays, we were Steelers bar. And the DC Black and Gold Club would show up.
Yeah.
Well, we would bring, and you want to talk about some songs, and they had Franco's Italian Army, but this was in the Bubby Brister, Greg Lloyd.
Yeah, that was where Bubby Brister.
Where they were really Barry Foster.
Yeah, Bananas Foster.
Right.
Barry
so
Bananas
they would have
Foster.
that, but you would have 300 Steeler fans in the bar.
Oh,
and they had these special sandwiches that you would make, pierogi sandwiches, but there's another hamburger sandwich that comes outside of Pittsburgh, and then Rolling Rock beer.
Yeah.
Rolling Rock and then Iron City beer. They actually had Iron City beer that we had to bring in. We would have them drive down from Pittsburgh and pull the truck out in the parking lot, and we would just sell copious amounts of Iron City beer every Sunday. And it was that thing you talk about. That was another one where people needed to get fired for the owner rather than because it was good for the team.
Yeah.
And it happened. It was a big part, but that's how Cowher gets the job.
Yeah. And then the rest is history. I mean, it was a smart. Pittsburgh has done it right, and they've done it right actually from a development standpoint of players as well. They've done a really good job. So, anyways, man, that's you know what I want you guys to think. Austin, besides the obvious,
he felt that. Jay felt that.
Oh yeah, I like it because if we used to win out, I know it was game over then. You know, they couldn't come back, mathematically eliminated. But I want to know who your favorite Pittsburgh Steeler player is.
Oh, that's easy.
Besides the obvious, I don't want to know like Franco Harris.
No,
and yours the Colts.
No, that's easy.
I'm gonna do my Pittsburgh one.
Yeah.
We're gonna do a quick segment. Jay Foreman, DP Austin. We'll be right back.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and Jay on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Load up on meat and more this fall at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese and 84th and Havilah. This week's special through November 14th is spend $40 and you'll get to buy one, get one free on 8-ounce prepackaged sirloins. And don't forget to check out their Friday feast this week and every week. Plus, don't forget their 2 new locations now open at 30th and Yankee Hill in Lincoln and 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town. Constructors Inc., a Nebco company, is now hiring heavy equipment mechanics to maintain fleet equipment and vehicle operations. Constructors offers mechanics a competitive salary, 4-day work weeks with overtime options, a $5,000 hiring bonus, a tool allowance, and great benefits. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. Apply today for their mechanic positions. Visit constructorslincoln.com.
Whether you're looking for a place to stay for a concert at PBA, a Nebraska home game, or just a night on the town, the Courtyard Lincoln Downtown Haymarket is the place for you. Enjoy an evening at one of many restaurants or bars within a short walking distance. Business travelers at the hotel will enjoy free high-speed internet access, a 24-hour business center, and large in-room workstations. And check out the bistro, where you'll enjoy healthier food and beverage options, as well as high-tech conveniences. Book your room today at the Courtyard Lincoln Downtown Haymarket.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club or space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? No, forget that. How about a margarita club? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge and join the best club in town. 10 flavors of margaritas like Maui Wowie, burnt pineapple, and mango tango. Try all 10 of them and receive your own souvenir margarita glass. Make it your new Monday night tradition. $4 margaritas and $4 taco baskets. Grab the crew and head on over. Monday nights or any night. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
This is Jeff Essing, owner of Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping and host of Fitness Fanatics. Over the years, we've helped countless of people gain strength, lose fat, build confidence, and change their lives. And it all starts with the Farrell's 10-week challenge. Now is the best time to enroll during the Black Friday sale. You can join the January 10-week challenge for half price. That's 10 weeks of kickboxing, strength training, and nutrition coaching for 50% off. Head to theticketfm.com and click on the banner on the homepage to enroll today. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill and 70th and Vine.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
I'm Christy. I used to smoke cigarettes. I had smoker's cough and severe shortness of breath, and I knew I had to quit. Then I tried e-cigarettes, but I just ended up using both. I really didn't start to get better until I quit smoking completely. My tip to you is just cutting down on the number of cigarettes you smoke isn't enough.
Call the Nebraska Tobacco Quit Line, 1-800-QUIT-NOW, 1-800-784-8669. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices. Ironhide Construction is hiring. They're looking for hardworking, self-motivated individuals who are team players. Ironhide Construction has openings for an experienced project manager, estimator, apprentice, skilled laborer, and erector or installer. They will train the right people and make sure you understand the position and requirements. At Ironhide Construction, it's own it, be honest, and do it right. Apply today and learn more about their other benefits at ironhideconstruction.com, where they're committed to you every step of the way.
Whether you're booking a trip to Lincoln for a football game or a volleyball weekend, the Scarlet Hotel at Innovation Campus is the place for you. The Scarlet Hotel is special on many levels, from the delicious Well and Good restaurant on the main floor to the coolest rooftop patio bar in Lincoln, the Barred Owl, on the top floor of the hotel with great views of the city and one of the coolest drink menus. Book your stay or book a staycation today at scarlethotelnebraska.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and the holiday season is upon us. And wow, do we have some really awesome incentives to share with you. Right now at Koppel, we're offering 0.9% interest rates or $6,000 off select Chevrolet and GMC models. Yes, you heard right, 0.9% or $6,000 off select new models. In addition, Costco customers can get special incentives for this entire month. So please take that short money-saving drive down 144th Street or check us out at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. All offers include trade-in bonus with approved credit.
My dream was to work in commercial banking, but it required a college degree and I didn't have one. I found out that Doane had classes for adult learners on the Lincoln campus and online. So I earned my bachelor's degree, and 5 months later, I landed my dream job. I decided to continue my education, and now I'm working on my MBA at Doane. For me, the Doane experience has been life-changing.
Fall has arrived, and it's the perfect weather for the DIY market to listen to the game while building a deck. Deck City is a great place to start as Lincoln's local source for everything decks. Deck City has everything you need to build the deck of your dreams, from treated lumber to Westbury aluminum railings and Decorators composite decking. They offer advice from real deck professionals to give you proper guidance and to make your project go smoothly. Call them today to schedule an appointment at 402-480-6671 or go online to deckcityne.com.
Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What up? We're back. Quick segment, then we'll jump into the top of 5 o'clock hour, talk about the college football landscape of firing and potential hiring. Liberty coach already told on himself, maybe potentially. So, Austin, besides the knowns, who's your favorite Colts player?
Who do you think the knowns are, first of all?
Art Schlichter.
Obviously.
Jack Trudeau.
Heck yeah.
Marshall Faulk, Peyton Manning, Harrison.
Edge. Freeney Mathis.
Yeah, Reggie Wayne.
Reg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You left off
Syracuse off the edge.
Yeah.
Syracuse off the edge.
Some of those guys were before my time. Some of them were in my first wave of Colts fandom. So all-time favorite, probably Peyton, which I can say because you beat him, obviously. My second wave of Colts fandom, it's tough to pick between Andrew Luck and T.Y. Hilton.
Those are two good choices.
Okay.
Mr. Harry Neck.
Yeah, I go
You know.
I go back. When you say Colts, I go back. Colts. I'm a Baltimore Colts guy. I'm a Baltimore Colts guy. In the Indianapolis, because they can't do Baltimore Colts. They had Don Bulash. They called him Butterball. This dude was like 5'7", 240 pounds playing fullback behind Johnny
Football
Unitas.
guy.
Oh, they had Norm Bulash and they had another Don Nottingham. And these two little round butterballs that they would put in the game, and they would just get behind the Colts line and just hide.
Yeah.
And his bull forward, it was amazing. It was just chef's kiss beautiful. You asked me Steelers, and the two names that come to mind, because in my time, again, I'm old enough where you got one game a week.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And it was the good games.
Yeah.
It was good teams. So I saw the Steelers a lot. Matter of fact, most of the people in my family who are not Washington fans are Steeler fans.
Good.
Right? To go through it. But I go back, and these are the borderline bad Steelers of the late 60s, early 70s.
Okay.
Before they got good. And there was a battle. So first of all, my last name is Pearson. Well, I caught the ball and I ran the ball, and there was a guy who played for them whose last name was Pearson, and he was the first pro football player I'd ever seen with the last name Pearson. So in high school, I wore number 26 because I played flanker. I was a wingback. So it was Preston Pearson because he returned kicks, he caught the ball, he ran the ball. So I was like, okay, that's my dude. And then they traded him to the Cowboys, and I had my first heartbreak. Like, that was it. I was like, oh, this is the worst.
The Cowboys.
Yeah, the worst. Fast forward, at high school, our colors, our uniforms, exactly like the Cowboys, Preston Pearson. We're number 26. That's what you're going to do. But for the Steelers, people forget. While Terry Bradshaw was the number one drafted quarterback, and they already had Terry Hanratty from Notre Dame, the guy that made the Steelers pop for me was a guy by the name of Jefferson Street Joe Gilliam. And Joe Gilliam played quarterback and beat out Terry Bradshaw 2 of the first 3 years that he was in the league. rocket arm. You want to talk about just sexy in the pocket. Like, this dude slung it. Like, go and find video of Jefferson Street Joe Gillum throwing the football. Because it looks, you want to talk Mahomes and company? You want to talk Randall Cunningham? All of them are the second and third generation of Jefferson Street Joe Gillum. He loved life away from the field too much, so much so that he opened the door for Terry Bradshaw to become the MVP and the Hall of Famer. But here's the thing. Bradshaw was the second best quarterback on that team.
Yeah. Yeah, it's unfortunate. And Terry Bradshaw's been pretty lucky because the dude from Duck Dynasty was better than him.
In
college, he decided to go make duck calls, and he ended up being, I think, close to a billionaire. If you ever watched Duck Dynasty, and then he goes to Pittsburgh. Dude that's better than him has a off the field issue, and then he ends up winning 4 Super Bowls. Which, look, you have to be really good. I think he might be. He's a Hall of Famer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Hall of Famer to win 4 Super Bowls.
4-0 in the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
look, I'm not mad at you, bro.
And he had a strong arm too. But I'll just say my favorite Colt of all time. This is before your time, no, Austin.
It's not Dallas Clark then.
Hell no. Matter of fact, I saw some. So Mark Dix, whose son plays for Iowa basketball. I've been knowing him since he's been a little kid. He was a 4-star recruit. Dallas Clark was at one of the games and took a picture with his son Zach. He's got some issues and stuff. Brought back some bad marriage. I'll forgive him for taking a picture. So he took a picture. Favorite Colt of all time. This one they were Baltimore Colts. Is Mad Dog Mike Curtis, one of the meanest. Sir. I met him one time in Baltimore with my dad. He was literally mean. Mad Dog Mike Curtis.
Best linebacker we don't talk about enough.
Yeah.
Period.
Could just flat out go.
And some fans made a mistake.
Yeah. Ran on the field. Yeah, you got the business. Back then,
Mike Curtis was like,
he's like, I'm out here working. He said, hey, you just kept, I'm out here working, man.
Spotlight.
Yeah, man. It's good reminiscing, nostalgia there. Top of the 5 o'clock hour, we come back.
I need to know, but we should go all the way back and let's get our favorite players. Let's go.
We're going to go
let's
into Jimbo Fisher.
Yeah.
That's a big deal. We're going to talk about Mississippi State, Boise State, San Diego State, and who could be next. Michigan State, too. I think the Urban Meyer thing came up again, but doubt it's going to happen. So, Jay Foreman, DP, Austin, we'll be right back.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
If you're like most guys with symptoms, you don't want to ask for help. Perhaps a free consult with the men's health experts will encourage you. What could it hurt? Limitless knows exactly how to treat your symptoms. They will verify with a blood test, and in a very short time, you'll feel like a new man. So don't drag your feet. You're not going to feel better unless you get help. The providers at Limitless know what they're doing. To receive your custom treatment plan, schedule online at limitlessmail.com and get your life back.
Constructors Inc., a Nebco company, is now hiring heavy equipment mechanics to maintain fleet equipment and vehicle operations. Constructors offers mechanics a competitive salary, 4-day work weeks with overtime options, a $5,000 hiring bonus, a tool allowance, and great benefits. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. Apply today for their mechanic positions. Visit constructorslincoln.com. Attention all Wings fans. 89-cent wings are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 tall boys in Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, and Michelob Ultra every day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings and Rings today and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays for 89-cent wings.
If your car has sent you to the sidelines, Eustace Body Shop can help. With gold-class certified technicians, OEM parts, and free loaner cars, Eustace Body Shop is your best choice this Husker season. And with 6 locations across central and eastern Nebraska, we've got you covered, whether you're rooting at home or you're headed to Memorial Stadium. Get a free online quote at EustaceBodyShop.com, and let's get you back in the game.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Experience the Landmark difference with the next level of dealer support. Landmark, your local John Deere dealer, continually works to have parts on hand the first time you walk in the door. Our internal route system means we can get the parts to you typically same or next day to keep you up and running. At Landmark, we understand time is money. Get more uptime with our after-hours parts and service support on the phone or in the field. Our sales, precision ag, parts, and service teams are ready to serve you this planting season. Stop by your local Landmark today to experience the Landmark difference.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club or space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? No, forget that. How about a margarita club? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge and join the best club in town. 10 flavors of margaritas like Maui Wowie, burnt pineapple, and mango tango. Try all 10 of them and receive your own souvenir margarita glass. Make it your new Monday night tradition. $4 margaritas and $4 taco baskets. Grab the crew and head on over Monday nights or any night. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
Agriculture is the economic engine of the Midwest. At Acres Equipment, we dedicate ourselves to making that engine run smoothly. We supply our farmers and ranchers with quality John Deere equipment, parts, and service. We also deliver the most advanced technology and precision ag strategies to help them farm today and for the future. Acres Equipment, solutions for every field.
Houses? They're expensive. And once you buy one, you're kind of stuck with it for a while. You need to make sure you get your best house for the best price. You need Ben Bleicher and his team of pros at Professional Realty Group. They'll take the time to figure out what's important for you in your dream home, and they have the expertise to find the hidden issues that could surprise you after the sale. That's professional knowledge, proactive service. We call that potential. Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's home service ambassador. Find more online at prg-ne.com.
Leaves are falling and the temperatures are cooling down. But don't put your golf clubs away. Double Eagle Golf makes golf leagues and events possible year-round. Leagues are underway with winter leagues beginning on November 27th. Check out their deals on monthly memberships and schedule your Husker watch parties, birthday or bachelor parties, corporate and team outings, or just a good old Saturday with the boys. That's all at Double Eagle Golf inside the Kinetic Sports Complex on West O Street. Book a tee time today or learn more at Double Eagle Golf.
It's football season, and that means coaches everywhere are busy making game plans. Hi, my name is Seth Morris with Liberty Law Group. Teams make game plans because no two opponents are the same. At Liberty Law, we know no two cases are the same. Whether it's a DUI, a criminal charge, or you were injured and it wasn't your fault, we tailor our legal game plan to meet your unique needs. We are relentless trial attorneys serving all of Nebraska. To learn more, go to libertylawnebraska.com. Again, that's libertylawnebraska.com.
The Mill Coffee and Tea, formerly with 4 Lincoln locations, but now 5 Lincoln locations. That's 25% more locations than there used to be. Can you even imagine a world where there's only 4 Lincoln Mill locations? Feels like ages ago. We were all so young then. The Mill on 11, located right alongside the 93.7 The Ticket Studios at 1040 O Street.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves them, that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're back, top of the 5 o'clock hour, Old School, live in effect, getting the last little, I don't even call it daylight, dawn. Is it dawn? Right? Sunrise and dusk. Okay, my bad, dusk. 1040 O Street. This is Old School, brought to you by the Mercado, Certified Piedmontese Special Ingredients, a butcher shop. 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill. Now we are into college football here because there is a lot going on. We could start with Dan Lanning saying there's zero chance of leaving. Harbaugh says they're America's team. Jimbo Fisher just hitting the lottery twice. Got hired, got paid to leave Florida State. Broke bread once, broke bread again, and broke bread a third time. Got an NBA contract there. Mississippi State, who did the unthinkable, fell in love with a coach and fell out of love him real quick. Sound like a emotionally damaged people out here right now. Boise State decided, you know what, we're going to pivot. Brady Hoke, who was the defensive coordinator at Michigan when they supposedly won half the national championship. And then obviously I think he did a really good job of resurrecting his career. His brother actually was a defensive back coach when I was in Houston, one of the best dudes out there. Brady Hoke used to come down to Houston as well. Good, solid dude, though. Just a good man. You know what I mean? And definitely had some good times in the locker room with him and definitely like to kick back and have some barbecue. But I guess the biggest thing everybody wants to talk about is Jimbo Fisher and him getting bought out from Texas A&M. And you knew this was coming because in the offseason, DP, remember Jimbo Fisher pretty much told you, I won't mess up to the point that they can fire me for cause. So he knew that they were trying to fire him, right? They were trying to, remember they tried to get the little recruiting thing and he wasn't even close to connected with it. And he came out with the kind of shot over the bow, like, look, you're either going to let me coach or you're going to pay me. They said, we'll let you coach for a little bit. And it lets you know what type of money is in college football, but it lets you know what the type of money that Texas A&M has to, at the game, get a check for $150 million. And the head coach, that's the sitting head coach, not knowing half of that is his money, which, you know what, if I was here and there was that check right there where it says available over there by management or DP management or, you know, whatever, and it said a check to Jay Foreman, or it said a check, said he fired. I'll be okay.
And it was already printed. It's already printed.
Yeah, it's already there.
They didn't write it by hand.
But here's what I want to do.
They had it digitized.
I was like, listen, did you at least put my $75 million in a week before so I can get that week of interest? You know, since you already had it there, I need that back interest. I got to get everything. You know, but it's just interesting how they went about doing it. I think Texas A&M is one of those schools where it becomes a one-up contest. You know, Texas is having success. They got their coach as of for right now in Sark. They're going to moving to the SEC. Texas A&M is already there. They want to re-up. They want to re-up one on Texas for when Texas arrives.
Huh?
This is not. Yes, Jimbo Fisher's has not reached the level of what he expected or what generally the fans expected. But he wasn't horrible, right? You could justify he needs another year or two, okay, right? And he's made some moves reluctantly, gave up play calling duties. Bobby Petrino had a defensive coordinator issues, but they look pretty good this year. They're in the best conference in the nation, and play a hard schedule at that as well. The problem is these guys are so worried about one-upping Texas with no plan. None. Because unless because here you're paying him to say on average, it's 140 million. Or was it 70-some million over what, 8 years?
77 and change over 8 years, 31.
Okay. So what is that? $9 million a year?
It's essentially the Matt Rule contract.
Yeah, so it's $9. Okay.
A little more.
It's $9 million.
Ouch! Austin, stop it!
So you're gonna have to go pay somebody $11 million at least to come coach at your university. Who are you gonna go get?
Hey, listen, this
there's one
name. There's one name.
Now,
this is a business decision,
right? I take that back. It's not who you're gonna go get.
Yeah.
It's like, are you sure you're gonna get him? Because you better be that contract better be done for you to make this move. Because if you don't, the next dude that comes, he's gonna double charge you, and now you're gonna be mad because you're overpaying him.
Well, you're gonna double pay because you've already set the standard for double paying.
We already know that. We already established
that.
Right,
like that's what you're gonna do. That's what Texas A&M
right.
does.
But if you don't get Urban, just say it's Urban. Let's just say, for instance, Urban's our guy. We're the decision makers. 3, we voted 3. We wrote it on a piece of paper. All came over Urban.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Urban's our guy.
Mm-hmm.
Say, for instance, we're at 12, 13 minutes, just whatever it is, and he has a change of heart.
15 million.
Okay, whatever. It doesn't. The money that you're offering him is not the point.
Right.
You're already ready to pay that.
Mm-hmm.
If he says no,
mm-hmm.
There ain't nobody that you're going to get close to that worth that money. And now you got to go pay somebody close to that. Because if you don't think Urban Meyer's agent is talking to Dan Lanning's agent, to Deion Sanders' agents, to whoever's agent, you might not get 15, but now we got to go pay 13 for a 7, 8
Well, you're
million.
talking to Drew Rosenhaus anyway, so you might as well get comfortable in it. Because here's the rule:
you're not going to be comfortable unless you get Urban Meyer. That's the whole point of the conversation. If you are going to fire a coach, that's generally, realistically, Jimbo Fisher is a top 20 coach, and there's a lot of people around here or across the nation that would like to have a top 20 coach. If you don't have somebody signed, sealed, and delivered, you have just destroyed that program.
Program's already destroyed.
I mean, you can give me a rebuttal to everything. In reality is you will be in the depths of hell. How much
does the job pay?
That's not you're missing the point. If you don't get the guy you want and fire the guy you had, that's a top 20 coach, you have significantly destroyed your program. The reason why I know, because the dude that was here that fired Frank went through like 50 coaches. What's the dude? Houston Nutt came up here, got off the plane, went back home and got another contract from Arkansas. Didn't even want Houston Nutt. When they start pimping you for that, if they don't get Urban Meyer, they are done. Finito. They will never win again. To that magnitude.
To what magnitude? What is winning at Texas A&M?
Well, you got to think. Okay. They fired Kevin Sumlin. Kevin Sumlin's coaching record didn't justify firing him because you were hot to trot on Jim. That's where it started. Fool me once, fool me twice. Third time is going to be on you.
Well, no, they're a fool. That's the whole problem with all of this thing with Texas A&M and a lot of these we were talking about
even
people
when they
who
fired
hired,
even when they fired RC Slocum and all back and all. I mean,
I was
we
around
can get
for them
into
when they fired RC, and I thought it was the biggest crime
of all time.
They
appreciate him a lot more now,
right? That for what RC Slocum did. Look, this dude sat at my house for 3 days in DC, and I said that very thing, that when the people who are making decisions don't change how they make decisions or why they make decisions, it doesn't matter who the talent is.
Right.
It doesn't matter who the coach is. It doesn't matter how much you pay, because a good coach is going to say, what does the position pay? That's why I asked the question. What does the job pay?
Right.
And you've already said that it's in this Jimbo Fisher range.
Oh, it's more than
so
that.
You're
not going to come. But I'm not coming there for the same thing he made.
Well, the top 20 guys aren't going to come.
Well, yeah,
but you're not going to get a top 20 guy because the top 20 guys saw you do foolish stuff already.
Right. Well, if they do, they're going to tax you twice.
Right.
And then I'm going to tell you this right now. Everybody can be hyped about Urban Meyer. You a fool for hiring him. You're not going to get the same dude.
Is there a pro coach?
You could probably get Dan Campbell or Aaron Glenn.
Could you get Eric Bieniemy?
Why? Why would you? I mean,
I don't know.
Why would you? Why?
I ask why a lot about a whole lot of hires. So,
but that Texas A&M, if you can go hire potentially Aaron Glenn or Dan Campbell that played there. I mean, Eric Bieniemy would be great. I think he'd be great.
Campbell's not going to leave Detroit for Texas A&M, right? Or no?
Why wouldn't he?
Okay.
He's a Texas boy.
Okay.
He played there. Through and through.
This is why we have you.
And Aaron Glenn played there.
Right. He's an Aggie.
Yeah. He's they're prideful and it would have to be a unique situation. I think, they're really got a good thing going in Detroit. It'd have to be a special offer and situation for him to leave Detroit, because I think those two guys, more than majority of pro coaches, are really, really invested in Detroit. But pros wouldn't be mad at him if they went back to College Station. And then Eric Bieniemy, I think, is one of the guys that gets into a college situation, can do well. All I'm saying is with Texas A&M, if you don't, ideally, if you're a decision maker, if I'm on the border, I don't know where they got border regions, but pretty much boiler oil factory guys, board of oil, big money guys.
Right.
You would have to, if you're trying to raise this money or if you're trying to cut this check, because there is process that you go. You can't just go rogue. I would say, who you got? Who do we have committed right now? Can we get him on Zoom, or is he in town, going covert? I need two. You got to have two guys. You got to have one in the right, one pack, one in the other, because if you don't, you're in trouble.
So if they're the Fighting Jay Foreman's,
right?
And you have an open bank account in College Station, Texas,
right,
or in San Diego, what are you looking for? Are you going to spend money to get a name? Are you going to spend money to get success? Are you going to spend money to get somebody that you want to work with? What's on the list of things that Jay Foreman, CEO?
Right. I mean, you want pedigree.
Okay.
I'm going to hire the person first. I think that a lot of times people get so fixated on the win-loss record. I'm going to look and see what those unique qualities are. I think Urban Meyer would be attractive, and I would definitely kick the tires on Urban Meyer if I'm Texas A&M. And here's why. You have the brand that fits Urban, right? Urban's not going to go coach at Washington State. He doesn't have to, he doesn't have to go off the beaten path. He's still well respected within the college ranks. I would kick the tires on him a lot. I would have to have a lot of meetings with him, like DP says, his family and everything like that. But I also got to say, hey, Urban, who is your guy in waiting? Because if I'm committing to Urban Meyer, I'm potentially and hopefully committing to the guy that's going to build a program that's sustainable, i.e. like Ohio State after you leave. So who is the next guy? And, I don't, so that's a conversation that's kind of that's a like kind of outer space conversation. That's one I'm going to have though. And then if I'm going to somebody, if to see how this season ends, I'd go try to with Ohio State having a new athletic director and just hired a new president. I would throw my line into Ryan Day, especially if they lose to Michigan. Now I don't know if he'd be interested. I don't know if it fits his personality. I think he would do well in the pressure, but I don't know if that's something that he'd want to do. If you're trying to compete with Texas, you're gonna have to go get a sitting coach. And because these guys that are, it at least seems to me, that are writing these checks to fire a coach to $75 million are not going to be happy with Jay Foreman, the head coach from like Southeast Missouri State. That's won a couple of national championships. They're not going to be happy with that.
That probably rules out a guy like Mike Elko, even though he was there as DC.
It does. Unfortunately.
That might be a good hire for them. A little lower key. Has proven he can do a good job, but not a big name.
Texas A&M ain't rolling with that. Texas A&M.
They're trying to roll out a guy, do the dog and pony show, the parade. That's what it is. So you're going to have to get somebody. I don't think you have to build the program down there, because I think Jimbo did a lot of good things, right? So he's got talent. There's always going to be talent. People are going to show up. You don't have to build a program. You definitely don't have to raise money, right? So you're going to have to somebody that's going to be able to have to maybe restructure the structure of the program, change the identity a little bit, but not a total facelift. And
this is money. College Station, Texas A&M is money. Like
that's old money.
Like, oh my goodness gracious. So yeah, I'm always interested in.
They're going to have to go get a sitting coach that's going to be able to allow the guys that have a ton of money to be at their mansions when they're eating steaks or their 4-course meals or 5-course meals or whatever, to be okay with it.
Is this Dabo's chance to get to the SEC?
Is that a move? If you're Dabo and A&M's number shows up on your caller ID, the money's better than Clemson. Now there's not as much autonomy in
you
College
lose control,
Station, right?
You lose control, which will be very hard for Dabo. Mm-hmm. Because you can control the media, you can control the powers that be. Clemson is a very small, it's kind of like, Happy Valley. You're in your own deal, right? It's a hard work to get a national reporter or national news down there. It's not very appealing. So you're off the beaten path, so you can do a lot of good stuff. I mean, do you go get, Dabo would do service.
There's not that many quarterback coaches in college football that we would put in this conversation.
No.
Like, because they have to be. It can't be.
It can't be.
It can't be James Madison's coach who's working miracles. Nobody like they don't care.
Can't be the it can't be the Missouri coach. It can't be him. Was it Drankowicz?
Right.
Yeah, he's great. I think he's a great coach. Yeah.
Right. But great coach. But
no,
not
sexy enough.
Not going to do what they need to be done. You can't go to a rival and get an assistant. Can't do that because
you might be able to get a Dan Lanning because he has SEC ties and with championship, but he's a dork. I mean, he's a dork, man.
Well,
he's a straight D-bag. I like to punch him dead in his face.
You have to understand what A&M is, and
I do. I got a lot of friends that played there.
Right.
I lived in Houston, which is pretty much a Texas A&M city.
Yep.
I know exactly about. One of my best friends was a All-American golfer there and a golfer. I met him in Houston.
Who fits from a personality standpoint?
I don't know.
Right?
I mean, they didn't hire every. I don't know.
That's how crazy this whole thing is.
That's why it's dumb to fire him. You don't know who you want to hire.
Like I
mean, we're saying the same things. Unless you have Urban Meyer,
I don't know,
in your lock and step that you already had him. And I'm telling you, man. I mean, with Urban Meyer, it would have to be an asterisk. If I have Urban Meyer sitting here and his family here, his number one guy who would be taking over in 4 or 5 years, or until he really starts messing up, has to be here. And I actually am hiring him. I'm actually hiring him.
Have Urban consult and say, "Hey, who'd you bring in as your
Urban's going to show. They're going to
guy?"
be lock and step. He might be the offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator.
What does Texas A&M need, an offensive coach or a defensive coach? In the SEC, you tend to believe that offensive coordinators make the best head coaches, except you need somebody that pushes the button defensively that changes the elite people, Georgia, Alabama, how they approach the game. Like you've got to be able to defend Georgia.
Let me ask you this: of the two teams that have been running, okay, you take LSU, put that 19 team in there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's Ed Orgeron, defensive guy.
Mm-hmm.
Nick Saban, defensive guy.
Okay.
Kirby Smart, defensive guy.
Okay.
I'm hiring a defensive guy.
Okay. So
that's why I say
look at Lane, look at Billy Napier.
Right, that's why I say
Drinkwitz,
dummy Dan Lanning. Oh, Smiley up there. I ain't going nowhere. He'd be on the jet tomorrow. That's like a GM saying we ain't firing him, then they fire him on Monday.
I just think you need somebody that can beat them dudes. Like that, I need somebody. If I'm going to change Texas A&M, and that's what this move is, right?
Jimbo beat Alabama. He's done
someone.
He's beat him. I mean, you could get an offensive guy, but you better be on point.
Think about
you either got to get an offensive defense guy, or you got to get a guy that's a figurehead that can hire the right coordinator and recruit and do all that type of stuff. And
is it too late for Mac Brown?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mac ain't leaving there. He's chilling. Mac is barely beating Appalachian.
Here's a name for you. Dan Quinn.
No.
Texas ties.
He's
strong defensive coordinator.
Yeah, he's not sexy enough.
Sexy enough for the Cowboys.
Yeah.
It moves enough check writers to have that same space, and it ties you.
You got to get a college guy.
I'm looking.
Trent Dilfer's a college guy.
Who?
Trent Dilfer.
Man.
You got it. Raheem Morris.
No, you got to get a college guy. You're going to have to get it. I mean, it's got to be.
Here's one for you.
It's got to be Urban Meyer.
Here's one for you. Steve Wilkes.
No.
Ooh.
No. I'm telling you, got to get a college coach.
Okay.
I mean, you could even do something, try to go get Mike Norvell, but you probably be like, oh, well, he's at Florida State, so they try to throw everybody into the Florida State thing. I wouldn't be surprised if they go try to. No.
Boy, listen. There would be you talk about broomsticks on fire.
Yeah, ain't happening. No way.
Not sexy.
Negative. Ghost
The
Rider. That
opposite of
pattern is full. It's Urban Meyer or bust for them. It is. Second choice, Dan Lanning.
Chip Kelly's on the chopping block after USC.
Is there a retired player?
Or like
retired.
I mean, if you really
just retired player.
If you want to appease the masses,
right.
I pull up the Brinks truck to Dan Campbell and/or Aaron Glenn, because it kind of you get he's an alumni. He's well respected in Texas and all that. But if you're going to fire Jimbo Fisher, who's a well respected coach, I'm happy. Urban Meyer works for Fox. Yeah, I accidentally run into him and say, "Listen, how interested you are."
Then it leads, and the text line is on it, and it's where we started. To me, it seems like the move is Dion. Like the move has to be Dion.
I can see it happening.
Has to be Dion because
hold on. Wait, who are they sponsored by? What shoes do they wear? Adidas.
They're
Adidas.
They're
Adidas.
Adidas.
They're Adidas.
Prime could do it.
Yeah.
It would give him respectability and it give him a play. It would,
and he would recruit. He would out-recruit Texas. So, yeah. So maybe
he would cause problems.
Is that the okie doke? Is that the okie doke? Do we talk Urban and then we slide Dion in the door and watch the recruits line up? Just watch the recruits line up, right?
Yeah, man. I'm telling you, I'm kicking myself right now. I should have been a coach.
Yeah, right.
Some of these dudes can't coach worth a plum nickel, and they out there getting paid. I don't know, man. We gotta go to break. I'm gonna think on that, man. I can't. Can you see Prime in the maroon?
I would love it.
What do you think, Austin?
Him leading yell practice.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen crazier things.
Dion would be yelling yell practice by 12 o'clock that night.
Or shutting it down.
No, he would. Dion would be out there with.
He's you know what, he fit in because he's very like into church and stuff. He fit in down there. So let me think about that. We're gonna go to break. Jay Foreman, DP Austin. We'll be right back.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and Jay on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Living life to its fullest is just a free consultation away. If you're living with symptoms that you can't shake, then bring your low energy, brain fog, belly fat, grumpiness, muscle loss, and low libido to Limitless Male. We have the expertise to get rid of your symptoms. This is what Limitless Male does all day, every day. You won't find another men's clinic like Limitless Male. We know what you're going through. We know how to fix it. Schedule a free consult at limitlessmale.com.
Load up on meat and more this fall at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese and 84th and Havelock. This week's special through November 14th is spend $40 and you'll get to buy one, get one free on 8-ounce prepackaged sirloins. And don't forget to check out their Friday feast this week and every week. Plus, don't forget their 2 new locations now open at 30th and Yankee Hill in Lincoln and 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Is your backyard ready for fun with friends and family this fall? GE Landscape Supply has pavers and boulders, which are a great accent for any landscaping project. And you can find them at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction materials. And don't forget, they deliver anywhere, nearby or far away. Stop by at 6701 Cornhusker Highway from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday. Go to gelandscapesupply.com for more info or call 402-467-1627.
Attention all Wings fans. 89-cent wings are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 tall boys in Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, and Michelob Ultra every day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings and Rings today and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays for 89-cent wings.
The Mill Coffee and Tea, formerly with 4 Lincoln locations, but now 5 Lincoln locations. That's 25% more locations than there used to be. Can you even imagine a world where there's only 4 Lincoln Mill locations? Feels like ages ago. We were all so young then. The Mill on 11, located right alongside the 93.7 The Ticket Studios at 1040 O Street.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate, 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
Whether you're looking for a place to stay for a concert at PBA, a Nebraska home game, or just a night on the town, the Courtyard Lincoln Downtown Haymarket is the place for you. Enjoy an evening at one of many restaurants or bars within a short walking distance. Business travelers at the hotel will enjoy free high-speed internet access, a 24-hour business center, and large in-room workstations. And check out the bistro, where you'll enjoy healthier food and beverage options, as well as high-tech conveniences. Book your room today at the Courtyard Lincoln Downtown Haymarket.
Leaves are falling and the temperatures are cooling down, but don't put your golf clubs away. Double Eagle Golf makes golf leagues and events possible year-round. Leagues are underway with winter leagues beginning on November 27th. Check out their deals on monthly memberships and schedule your Husker watch parties, birthday or bachelor parties, corporate and team outings, or just a good old Saturday with the boys. That's all at Double Eagle Golf inside the Kinetic Sports Complex on West O Street. Book a tee time today or learn more at Double Eagle Golf.
Whether you're booking a trip to Lincoln for a football game or a volleyball weekend, the Scarlet Hotel at Innovation Campus is the place for you. The Scarlet Hotel is special on many levels, from the delicious Well and Good restaurant on the main floor to the coolest rooftop patio bar in Lincoln, the Barred Owl, on the top floor of the hotel with great views of the city and one of the coolest drink menus. Book your stay or book a staycation today at scarlethotelnebraska.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and the holiday season is upon us. And wow, do we have some really awesome incentives to share with you. Right now at Koppel, we're offering 0.9% interest rates or $6,000 off select Chevrolet and GMC models. Yes, you heard right. 0.9% or $6,000 off select new models. In addition, Costco customers can get special incentives for this entire month. So please take that short money-saving drive down 144th Street or check us out at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. All offers include trade-in bonus with approved credit.
College football in Lincoln, America. The time has come. Start your game day off right with the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the ticket crew as they bring you all the coverage you need to get you ready for the action. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show, powered by Sunbelt Rentals. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group of BHHS Ambassador, Select Plumbing, Jimmy John's, Lincoln Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits, Fleet Feet, Bure's Cheese Spread on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're back. Second segment. Jay Foreman, DP Austin. Aggies. His turn. You're saying it's prime?
Look, I get giddy.
That's because you like chaos.
I do. I do 100%.
You and VJ.
But I just stir the pot. Stir the coffee.
As he has a milk cup over
right,
there.
Stir the coffee. Bernie Mac.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
No, listen. He's a Texas guy now. Like Deion is a Texas guy.
Oh yeah, he country is all get out.
Right? Got like you met again, him down in the cowboy boots, right?
Mm.
They actually sell A&M cowboy boots. They sell A&M cowboy hats. They have more money than they know what to do with. They have more cultural things going on that are true and have long game in the Aggie history. 12th man with Deion standing in front of them. Yell practice with Deion standing in front of them in a place that recruits at a high volume with all the resources. There is not a program in the country that spends more money in NIL. Officially, it's somebody else. But unofficially,
do you think Deion hires Johnny Manziel on the?
No. Well, no. He could bring him in. He could bring him in as
an advisor. What not to do?
NIL advisor.
Yeah.
Right? Because they tell me like, oh, I know you do something wrong.
Yeah.
Like because I did that.
Johnny's got to host the official visits.
Yeah, I
Just
just
show them a good time.
and A&M,
Anybody with any parents with sensible, you put that dude around my kid, it ain't happening.
if he just comes in and masters Houston recruiting, Houston
Deion?
football, Houston high school football is its own thing.
Yeah.
And
like KD and all that.
Oh,
but
my
it's
goodness.
not only that, and you have inroads because of a lot of former Aggies are coaches and just run things in Houston. Deion used to coach that school in around in Texas. He would take over Texas recruiting.
He'd be number one.
He'd be number one.
He'd be number one, 1201 the day he signed.
Yeah.
And the recruiting changes.
So do you think the Aggies would still get Deion even though they're 4-6 right now?
Why wouldn't you?
I'm asking you.
They're doing business. This is, as you said earlier.
Oh, I know it's business.
This is a business decision.
Right.
And generally the people who are making those decisions are making those decisions to benefit some personal attribute that they require. And then the business side of it. And then, oh, by the way, football. And nobody that they hire could know more about football than Deion Sanders. Texas football than Deion Sanders. The recruiting game.
And he'd be good with shaking hands.
The branding game. Look, listen. A&M has become a place for second and third generation 4- and 5-star recruits. That's it would become the place. And for all those parents, the Muhsin Muhammads of the world, who want to send their son to play for Coach Prime.
Oh, he's already down there.
And then it's because you can have a different conversation between a second generation NFL guy and Deion that you can't have with any other coach on that list that we would talk about. Like there are conversations that happen with Deion that don't happen with the Urban.
Yeah, I don't think
their
much is gonna
dads
be
that
going
can
on
have
with
them.
Urban.
So
Urban need to sit down somewhere.
yeah, well, you know.
Unless they got rid of Marcus Freeman at Notre Dame, that's where Urban needs to go.
That was Urban's dream 25 years ago.
Right.
When Urban got to Utah, his dream job was Notre Dame.
Yeah. I think Notre Dame would support him 100% fully. I don't think they support Marcus Freeman 100% fully.
They can't.
No, they won't let themselves. That's why you lost the offensive coordinator with Tommy Reese.
And a lot of the stuff that Urban didn't want to deal with, he won't have to
at Notre Dame. Yeah, you got people that take care of it. Yeah.
Right? The foundational stuff and then the personal stuff, Urban won't have to deal with. You have to worry about grades and, nope, it's Notre Dame. They already have it in place. All the cultural, behavioral stuff you have to deal with because those are Catholic kids who who had to go through a different process to get there. You recruit a different kind of player. I would say that the personnel type is a step above Ohio State. It's 2 steps above Florida. It's 3.5 steps above Utah.
Yeah.
And it's certainly not what he faced in Jacksonville. So
no, he wasn't ready for that.
So
he's better off coaching kids. I mean, college kids. He don't know how to coach no grown man.
Well, then it becomes, okay, what does Shelley Meyer want? And people miss this part of the discussion. If you know that family, listen, Shelley's got to say so. She's got to say so. And she has to go. That would be one that I think she would listen to.
I just think with Urban Meyer, man, I think he's made his mark. He was a tremendous coach. I think his tenure at Ohio State ended weird. It was all based on Smith, I think, the assistant coach, and what did Urban know? It's kind of like the Jim Harbaugh thing. What did he know? What he didn't know? Then text message, and then then they was like, all right, dude, you just teach Ryan Day, and then Ryan Day took it, and obviously where it's at now.
Can I ask you a really simple question?
What?
What about Harbaugh going to A&M?
No, he's going to the league.
Money, man.
He's just weird, man. That dude is not. He's
A&M's weird too.
But they ain't dealing with no dude like that. No.
Okay. All right.
I mean, if they offered him enough, of course he'd go. He's just not. Because the thing about Jim Harbaugh, if something potentially is going to come down the pipe, it's going to affect the college that would hire him. So he's better off going to the pros if it's something that happens, get some sort of potential suspension.
Well, here's from YouTube. Sasquatch says, would a school ever pay per win, let's say $1 million per win. First of all, you have to determine what the wins are worth to the program. Like, and there's only a handful of teams that can play in that space.
It's kind of like the prices. They said prices of like if you wanted to build a house, price of steel and all that stuff has went up since COVID. So is the coaching contract. Stop trying to nickel and dime. Stop trying to do it per win. That's over. It's not happening because they don't have to. Because if Texas A&M isn't paying, somebody else is paying. If it's a coach, say it's Jay Foreman, and they have choices. So you're gonna have to play big boy ball. It's just a matter of what you're gonna do structure wise to do it. I think whatever happened with Jimbo, I think they did to try to do the blue chips thing, and I felt like it was very short sighted. I even said it here. We think when we had a past coach that thought that we're just gonna be able to throw money at players. That's not gonna happen. It's not just gonna instantly turn around. Even if this is the thing that people don't understand. Even at Alabama and Georgia, they still develop the players. They're just developing a more developed player out of high school. They still develop the players. They still de-star the players. They still motivate the players. They still have the structure. What you have to understand, and this is whether it's business or just football, the better you do, the more you win, the more structure and infrastructure you have to have. Because the guys that are a part of your program, that's all they want. There's not a winner. Peyton Manning is like, I just want to show up to practice when I want. He wanted to practice more. He wanted guys to live at the facility. So as you start to win, those things have to become actually more important. So whoever goes in there is going to have to up the structure, up the infrastructure, and it has to really streamline the coach to player relationship, the coach to player coaching. And I don't know who that would be.
And to your point about just the amount of money it'll take to get a coach to, come and coach for you, obviously salary, but in terms of that infrastructure, paying the support staff, facilities upgrades are always on the dock. And again, it's A&M. They have money for days. Sure. We know this, but it wouldn't shock me again, having just paid $77 million, to Jimbo Fisher or working on it. If they try to, escalate the contract, can we hire people up front with money that we would allocate to you? I don't think a coach is going to go for that. They're going to want theirs and more on top of that.
If you paid him if you're paying him $9 million, why would you even think about trying to hire somebody for less than that? Unless it's like somebody that you are ready to live and die with for 10 years and you see something special in him. I know that they said the Texas San Antonio coach, UTSA he was a well-respected, winning high school coach, won a couple state titles. He's doing really well there. If it's him, he's probably a little bit of obviously a reduction in pay. So if you can do that, but then you know what? You can't push the button too quick on him because you have to go through the learning process of the wins and losses with him. Like that with any coach. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a big step up. He's going to have to put together a staff. He's going to have to figure out how to coach in the SEC. He's going to have to figure out how to recruit with the new guys coming in. He's going to have to really try to understand the infrastructure that you need in a big organization like that. It's a big step up. So it depends on whoever they hire. They better be first in line. They better not be waiting after, like, if they're waiting after, say, Michigan State, a surprise firing, Mississippi State, San Diego State, and all them, and it's like, all those schools that hired their guy. You left stuck on.
They're talking now.
Yeah,
they're talking.
Yeah, so we'll see. Interesting college football news. Who knows if somebody get axed on next Monday? But Jay Foreman, DP, Austin. We're gonna go a quick break, and then we're gonna put a bow on this bad boy, and then we'll be out of here.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Leaves are falling and the temperatures are cooling down, but don't put your golf clubs away. Double Eagle Golf makes golf leagues and events possible year-round. Leagues are underway with winter leagues beginning on November 27th. Check out their deals on monthly memberships and schedule your Husker watch parties, birthday or bachelor parties, corporate and team outings, or just a good old Saturday with the boys. That's all at Double Eagle Golf inside the Kinetic Sports Complex on West O Street. Book a tee time today or learn more at Double Eagle Golf. Load up on meat and more this fall at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havilah. This week's special through November 14th is spend $40 and you'll get to buy one, get one free on 8-ounce prepackaged sirloins. And don't forget to check out their Friday feast this week and every week. Plus, don't forget their 2 new locations now open at 30th and Yankee Hill in Lincoln and 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Great Diesel and Equipment Services is your go-to place in Lincoln for repairs and maintenance for diesel pickups to Class 8 over-the-road trucks and trailers, from bumper pole utility to full-size semi. Gray performs DOT inspections and are a service provider for fleet companies like ARI, Element Fleet, and FleetNet. They're a family-owned business in operation since 1952, and they keep a clean, friendly shop. Customer service is their top priority. Give Great Diesel and Equipment Services a visit today with easy access just off I-80 and North 56th Street.
Constructors Inc., a Nebco company, is now hiring heavy equipment mechanics to maintain fleet equipment and vehicle operations. Constructors offers mechanics a competitive salary, 4-day work weeks with overtime options, a $5,000 hiring bonus, a tool allowance, and great benefits. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. Apply today for their mechanic positions. Visit constructorslincoln.com.
Agriculture is the economic engine of the Midwest. At Acres Equipment, we dedicate ourselves to making that engine run smoothly. We supply our farmers and ranchers with quality John Deere equipment, parts, and service. We also deliver the most advanced technology and precision ag strategies to help them farm today and for the future. Acres Equipment, solutions for every field.
At Fairway Meat Market, you're family. And as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Thanksgiving is near, and Fairway is now taking orders for fresh turkeys, holiday hams, prime ribs, holiday trays, and more. Save yourself the stress of waiting until the last minute and order ahead this year for your holiday meals at Fairway Meat Market in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Tune in to the Malone Radio Show from 9 to 10 p.m. every Sunday night to learn more about the Malone Center's goal to eliminate multi-generational poverty in Lincoln. It's the Malone Radio Show every Sunday night from 9 to 10 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
It takes a great game plan to win a football game each week, and right now, it's time to plan a trip to get a new car at Mullen Motors. Just like on the football field, there's a wall of defense on the way to Mullen Motors. 48th Street is under construction from Layton all the way to Cornhusker Highway. But the lot at Mullen Motors is full of tons of great vehicles to drive home this fall for the ultimate touchdown. Mullen Motors, still open through road construction at 48th and Walker.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
If your car has sent you to the sidelines, Eustace Body Shop can help. With gold-class certified technicians, OEM parts, and free loaner cars, Eustace Body Shop is your best choice this Husker season. And with 6 locations across central and eastern Nebraska, we've got you covered. Whether you're rooting at home or you're headed to Memorial Stadium. Get a free online quote at EustaceBodyShop.com, and let's get you back in the game.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
College football in Lincoln, America. The time has come. Start your game day off right with the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the Ticket crew as they bring you all the coverage you need to get you ready for the action. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show, powered by Sunbelt Rentals. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group of BHHS Ambassador, Select Plumbing, Jimmy John's, Lincoln Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits, Fleet Feet, Bure's Cheese Spread on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Back to Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What up? We are back. Jay Foreman, DP, Austin. Quick segment. Quick yes or no question.
No.
Is Michigan America's team? That's great marketing. These dudes said we America's team. I mean, how do you just name yourself America's team?
Drug is a terrible thing.
I want one he on.
Yeah, like I need to get.
I mean, that's it. That's just.
It sounds like a pitch to replace Mike McCarthy in a couple of years, is what it sounds like to me.
Like, how does that even like?
How does that cross your mind?
Like, have we put him in concussion protocol? Like, have we gone back and go, wait a minute, let's go back and look at some of these Michigan games, maybe some of the Bear games.
Maybe Mike Dick could hit him upside his head.
Yeah, maybe this is a cry for help.
Well, it got from somewhere because he got Desmond Howard on ESPN talking about it too.
Well, but this is what happened. This is one of my pet peeves in sports when it's that brotherhood thing that puts logic out of the way of truth. Like, it's like, I know Michigan alumni are fighting for the Michigan alum. Like, I know that's what it is. Okay, I'm cool.
Due process.
Like Desmond, okay, yeah, right. Like, come on, you ain't say that nothing about anybody else, but okay.
Yeah, I just think
it's problematic.
I think it's funny that I do understand it. You know, they think like, I mean, if there's ever a chance that they can win a national championship, it's it, and they're willing to sell out for it. Because I think they feel that the juice is worth the squeeze, you know, or you know what I mean? Get a national championship. You've already shown that you're not going to really lay the hammer on them. You know what I'm saying? So they're really essentially testing your quote unquote manhood or womanhood, or whatever you want to call it. So that's where they're thinking about it.
But what, don't you have other bigger fish to fry? Like, why are you focusing on the nonsense? Why don't you address the situation? Why don't you fix the situation? Because he could resolve all of this.
Well, I think the most interesting thing is nobody has said we no, they didn't even said we didn't do it. It didn't happen. They just said you guys caught us, but you haven't went through the long process of telling us, so we can still have our coach. That's essentially what's going on.
Did you ever speak on the assistant coach crying in the post game?
He lost all.
But he can't go home, right?
Bro, I might take you out my phone.
Like
what were you doing?
Right, right. Like you can't.
You just like, bro. Like, to be honest with you, let's just think about this real simple. If the game was at 11, you saw that man at 7 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, right?
Yeah. You saw him at
8,
9.
Yeah, okay. 8, because if you had to travel, get on the
bus.
bus.
The hotel was literally right across the street.
Okay, let's just say 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
You trying to tell me by 1:30 you didn't got that much emotion because you won a game against a team that you knew you were going to beat? Bro, get out of here.
Like, and then
don't come in my house either if you're trying to recruit my kid either. Like, hey, what you crying for, bro? What
were you doing? What were you doing? Like, it was like, no, that's when somebody go, nah, bro, let me get this.
And they act like
let me get this. Let me.
They act like he was unjustifiably like suspended. Like, he the head coach. It's probably your fault. You took the dang.
You the one that did it, defensive coordinator. You had literally like, stop it.
That's the best part, man. Anyways, they aren't America's team. They have been voted off.
They've been barely Michigan's team.
They've been voted off of Ticket Island. Good Tuesday. We're passing off to my man Sam Hoiberg, man. The little Barry White of the Nebraska Cornhuskers.
How about
that? Got that deep voice.
Pipes.
Got that nice jumper too, man.
Pipes.
Congrats to him and the Huskers pulling out a victory against that scrappy Rider Bronx last night. So passing off to him. Tune back in at 6 o'clock. Jay Foreman, DP, Austin. We're out of here.
Load up on meat and more this fall at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havilah. This week's special through November 14th is spend $40 and you'll get to buy one, get one free on 8-ounce prepackaged sirloins. And don't forget to check out their Friday feast this week and every week. Plus, don't forget their 2 new locations now open at 30th and Yankee Hill in Lincoln and 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
At Fairway Meat Market, you're family. And as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Thanksgiving is near, and Fairway is now taking orders for fresh turkeys, holiday hams, prime ribs, holiday trays, and more. Save yourself the stress of waiting until the last minute and order ahead this year for your holiday meals at Fairway Meat Market in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.